Hi, this is Bruce Dunn. This is Communications 1010. The persuasive speech that I chose to speak on was reading with your children, even 20 minutes a day. Something that you can do. It's fairly easy, that really helps you and your family get closer, begin to understand each other, helps your children develop vocabulary, the ability to carry on a conversation, ask intelligent questions. It helps them develop cognitive thinking processes, a few other neat things. I kind of lost a cameraman, so I'm doing my own filming. In the background you'll see our TV's on. It's watching the sweet life of Zach and who knows what, but the sweet life. This is basically what they spend their time doing. It doesn't take a whole lot of thought or effort on their part. They basically sit there and they're entertained for the most part of the day. And yeah, it serves the purpose. It gets them quiet, and it takes up their time, and it allows us to do other things around the house. But it's not really the best thing for them. Once in a while, and maybe in moderation, it's a good thing. But for the most part, reading with your kids, teaching them to do other things, first off, it's cheap. It doesn't cost anything, maybe the cost of the book. But go to the library and get a card. It doesn't take that much effort on your part. And they start to read, they start to use their imagination, they start to picture things, they start to ask what's next, they get excited about it. Their reading becomes faster, their ability to understand things. I've got a book here. It's Sociology, Understanding a Diverse Society, and it's written by Margaret L. Anderson and Howard F. Taylor. Anyway, in the middle of the book, shows a couple things. First off, it shows social learning theory. And it talks about the symbolic interaction theory and some of the things that they learn as they grow, as they progress. And it talks about the importance of reading to your kids. Functional conflict theory, the roles that we play as grown-ups and as examples. And it's a wonderful book. There are tons and tons and tons of educational videos, websites from the government, from schools. They have seminars. They have activities where you can go to in your community where they can show you a few things that you can do to interact with your children that are free. They talk about the Mozart theory. Playing music helps children develop long-term memory. Sounds good to me. Pretty simple little tactics, but one of the things that I've noticed with my kids are the kids that we've spent time reading with, they generally have adapted better to the normals of life. They have Marie, she's 8 years old, and from the time she was 2 years old, she could have an intelligent adult type conversation with you. And when Clara was born, Clara's 18 months old, and Grant, he's about 5, so I've got 3 kids. And those 2 kids, it was right in the middle of my wife going to college. I was working full-time, and we didn't really have a whole lot of opportunities to read with them. Or in our case, we didn't take many of them. And you can see a definite difference between how Marie grew up and how she progressed, and the difference between the other 2. It's definitely a difference. I'm speaking as a parent. I'm speaking not as a professional, so I can only talk about my experiences and some of the things that I've read. Now, UEN.org has some websites that helps you learn. Even Disney has some software programs that you can learn the ABCs. Donald Duck teaches you how to paint houses with color. Total, all over the place opportunities for you to spend time with your kids. It helps you to, helps you to get to know your kids, learn how to deal with them, see how they react to the world around them, and it draws them closer to you. It helps with insecurity problems. It helps you to be able to be a better teacher, helps you with your communication, and it just brings the family closer together. It's one of the most important things that you can do, and I feel that the children who read at home with their parents And talking to my wife, who's a 5th grade teacher, she said the same thing, that people who take the time to teach their kids at home, those kids do better in general in class as opposed to the ones who don't. So I would stress to anyone out there that's a parent or going to be a future parent, has any plans to be a parent, to take the time to read with your kids. Do the things that require just a little bit of effort on your part, but that will be with them the whole rest of their lives. It will set them apart, it will give them an advantage in life, and eventually, when you're old and feeble and it's time to go in that home, maybe your kids will return the favor. Anyway, I appreciate your time. Thanks for talking and listening, and not like you had a choice, but I enjoyed it, and I hope you do too.